On today's show, Jack is facing a demon. How do you handle that? And Susan is time traveling and meets someone she knows. Stay tuned to find out what these and more dreams mean. Hello and welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast with Michael and Sandy.
Hello, welcome everybody. We've got our summit coming up and I'm so excited about it. I know we've been talking about it for weeks, but we want to make sure we get everybody there. It is October 6th through the 8th. And guess what? You pay us $97 and then you become a dream expert. And what? We give you your money back. Michael, what is that all about?
We're really looking forward to it. So if you're wondering what is the buzz that would make a few hundred people show up to this event, then go to dreaminterpretationsummit.com or dream-analysis.com/free and you can reserve your seat there.
We've got some amazing dreams today. I'm real excited about the subjects that we're going to cover, so I'm ready to dive in. Let's begin. The first one, Facing the Demon, from Jack. Now, the title right there gets you interested and is like, what's going on? So here he is. I was at home at night. My daughter came into my room and told me that something bad was in the house. I got up to see and realized that there was something really bad there with us. I felt a bolt of fear. I forced myself to go downstairs to face it. When I saw it, I realized that there was a demon in the foyer. It was horrible looking, and it frightened me so bad that I almost bolted and ran. The fear was like an electrical shock, but I remembered at that moment that I had to face this creature with love. Although it was extremely difficult, I closed my eyes, ignored the fear that was gripping my heart, squeezing it, and allowed the feeling of love to rise up in me as I faced the thing. Almost immediately, the fear diminished, and I realized that this thing could not hurt me. Then the fear just dissipated. It evaporated, and it was just me and the demon looking at each other. Alrighty, Michael, that is one crazy dream.
So here's the background, and this is what's interesting. First of all, Jack is infiltrated. That's what this dream is saying. There's somebody in his body, there's a spirit in his body or an entity that he doesn't want there. Well, you never want anybody there except yourself. Unless you're a trance channel and you allow an angel in or something like that, you're doing healing, you allow an angel in. That's a very different thing. Beings from the light who are actually helping you anyway. But in this case, he had an entity. How did he get it? Or an infiltration, I should say. There is a difference. And he got a reading from somebody that everybody was raving about. So he goes and he gets a reading from this person. And the next thing he knows is his dreams change. And this is just one dream. We'll show you another dream. But over a period of lots of days or nights, his dreams were all very, very different. And he contacted me and said, like, what's up here? How did my dreams suddenly change? And the answer is he got infiltrated. And he got infiltrated from this person who was channeling for him. And when I channeled on it, she was infiltrated herself, and the infiltrators were then infiltrating anybody that got a reading from her. And she was blissfully unaware of this. And so we cleared Jack, because that's what we do. And went to go ask the angels, would it be possible to clear the person that did the channeling? And they said no. And I found that very, very interesting. If somebody has chosen not to be in the light, then they won't clear them because they need that request to come from them. And I thought that was really fascinating. I never knew that before. So you always learn something. You can be in this business for a long time. So turns out this person was infecting other people with infiltrations, was unaware that she was doing it. And it's just sad news. We cover these on the show so that you can go, I think I'm infiltrated. And every time we do these types of dreams, we get a whole spate of people emailing us saying, this is my dream, am I infiltrated? And some of the times it is, and we clear them. And some of the times it's not. It's just the dream is about something that shows up that particular way. But we're going to have a look at another one from the same dreamer, a different night though. So the infiltrators stay there till you get rid of them.
So explain what an infiltrator is and why you need to get rid of them, and just a little bit of detail, because there's some people out there that really don't know much about this subject. And I know if you've been following Michael for a while, you will have heard about it. But this is relatively new for us to talk about. So how about if you cover it in a little bit more detail?
Sandy never lets you away with anything. So we all bring some power with us. Everybody has at least one gift. And so a gift is a potent aspect of you that has a lot of power behind it that you're going to use to do something like channel, help heal people, to do counseling, spiritual leadership, you name it. You've got all these abilities. Maybe you can project onto other people. You can influence people's thoughts as part of your spiritual leadership. They want that ability because it's cool for them to have it so they can influence other people and whatever it is. There's other things they can do though. They can use you to attack other people or infiltrate other people so they can extend their reach via you. And also if they attack other people via you, they don't get the karma for it because it's coming from you. And so they avoid a lot of things. And so it shows up in your dreams anyway like this. That's the main thing. There's a lot more than what I just said, but hopefully Sandy will let me away with what I just said. Does that please you enough, Sandy?
Well, that gave a little bit of details. All righty. We'll dive into the next stream, and I'm sure I'll have loads of questions. So the next stream is also from Jack, and it's called Tapping Out. I was at home sitting at the table in the kitchen next to the back door. A man came in the back door, walked to me, and took me by the throat, choking me. At the same moment, I was overcome by a strange paralysis. I asked him, "What did you do to me?" I could not bear the choking and the paralysis together, so I woke myself up purposefully. And then, after I woke, I analyzed the dream in my mind and decided it must be something I needed to experience, so I went back to sleep. The dream picked up where it had left off. Now I was on the couch, and the man was over me, kneeling on me, choking me. The same paralysis ensured. I could not move. I tried to bear it, but I could not, and tapped out again. This time, when I woke, I spent perhaps 30 minutes thinking about it and decided that I needed to fight the man with love. I practiced it as I laid there, letting it rise up in me so that I could project it. After a while, I thought that I was getting better at it. I thought that this must be an ancient trauma resurfacing that I needed to feel. I was somewhat aggravated at myself for tapping out twice, but I was determined to try again. It took me a while to go back to sleep again, but eventually I did. I woke up 6 hours later with no memory of anything during that time. So very interesting, Michael.
Yes, and clearly still infiltrated. And I love the fighting with love. So you might be listening and going, why would anybody ever be allowed infiltrate us? Why would anybody ever be allowed attack and so on? So there are a lot of bad actors in the spirit world. There are a lot of bad actors in the physical world. It's just a fact of nature. And so when you ask the angels, like, why are these entities or beings allowed to interfere with you? They say that they always are providing you with information about yourself, like how you're open, how you're susceptible, how you're not maintaining your sovereignty, or how you're becoming angry or resentful or whatever it is that allows them to gain access. Because it's always a very low level emotion that allows them to gain access. Now, it's a bit different if an infiltrator is put there by somebody else, like then they're forcefully, they will use tricks like, is it okay for me to do a healing on you? So can you open yourself up? I'll do this healing. And it's like, boom, you've let it in by opening up there. I will never work with anybody unless I've channeled about them and I say, okay, is it safe to be around this person? You never need to be afraid of getting infiltrated because you can always clear them and it's very fast to get them cleared. But that being said, you don't want to put yourself in the firing line of that if you can avoid it. But ultimately, when you heal all your issues, you heal stuff from this lifetime, you heal other issues from past lifetimes, you become more sovereign, you become higher in vibration, and you hold more love and light. And in that space, it's very hard for anything to attack you. And so ultimately, it's all positive. It's all about teaching you about yourself. Now, the more you're into spiritual things and the more you're aware of this, the more you're going to want to be aware of, am I being attacked when I'm around this person? If I am, then I want to avoid being around this person. But that's if you're into this field. And you listen to this show, you probably are. There are wolves in sheep's clothing. So there are people who pretend to be in the light and they're not, and they will deliberately infiltrate you, etc. But, you can learn how to deal with people like that.
So, Michael, in all reality, you didn't really interpret these dreams. They were pretty straightforward. You want to give us some details like why a table in the kitchen and the back door? Just some details that kind of set some people up so they understand.
This is a common place to see them in a dream. You will see them sitting at a table. Maybe they've cooked a meal and they're helping themselves. So they're helping themselves to what is in your house. The house in the dream is your physical body. And so here they are attacking you while they're inside your physical body. So because we see the attacks, he's going for the throat. He's deliberately trying to impact Jack's ability to express himself and keep him at a low energy. Doesn't work. He ends up realizing in both dreams that love is the answer, which it is. And in fact, that's how angels help these infiltrators. They get them out using love. And they always offer them to be brought into the light. Like, would you like to rehabilitate now, basically, is their question. We'll do it without any judgment. We'll help you get back to where you came from. And almost always the answer is no, but that's how they treat it. So you got to realize they look at all of us as if we're fallen angels. And so they don't treat infiltrators or anybody who's attacking with any maliciousness. They never do. It's always love is the answer. And so for Jack, while infiltrated, while he wasn't able to clear himself, and the thing is, he does know. I met with Jack when I did this dream, and I talked him through the process of getting an infiltrator out himself. And he did that. He did that successfully. And so now he knows what to do. It took about 20 minutes to show him how to do it. It's not complicated. And you'll know if you succeeded because these dreams will instantly stop. And that's the beauty of it. Learn about yourself, empower yourself, and grow.
So the second part of the dream, what is the paralysis? In both dreams, he had a paralysis. What is that trying to show?
So when we sleep, when we dream in particular, we disconnect from our muscles. So you can dream that you're kicking a football around a field and your legs aren't moving in that time. And in fact, when they do research on dreams, they connect an electrode to your jaw usually. And so when your jaw slackens, they know you're in REM state because all your muscles relax. And so this is a perfect time for somebody to try attack you because you're not going to physically fight back or you feel powerless to fight back. But people who are channels, they often dream of this way before they ever learn to channel. A Jack can channel, but even when you can channel, it's always fun to get a reading from somebody else because you can say, okay, this is all the information I've gotten for myself. Can you confirm it? And that's always cool. So what you find is when somebody can channel and channel well, they generally go to other channels with just simple yes/no questions like, is this right? Is that right? And so on, because they've already got the information. But it's still always fun. Like, is there anything else that my guides want to tell me? Please tune in, give it to me. But yeah, did I answer your question this time, Sandy?
No, because you started talking about when channels, before they even know they're a channel, do they get this strange paralysis or what's going on?
A lot do. I did. I got it for years. And I didn't know I was a channel. I didn't know what it was. But basically, when you're a channel, other spirits know you are. They know they can communicate with you. And they're not necessarily malevolent spirits, but we think they are. We're afraid because we don't know what the heck is going on. And so it can just feel fearful. So even if your guides help you back into your body just before a dream, so you're on the astral plane, you come back into your body, there's a part where partway into your body, you can be aware of the spirits outside your body and be afraid of them, even though they were the ones you were just having fun with. It's just kind of funny that that's how it is. In this case, it's different because he's being deliberately attacked. And this sensation of somebody straddling your chest or like holding you down is common for channels who haven't learned how to control their chakras and determine when you're willing to allow a spirit connect with you or not. So you're basically just wide open. That's what this dream is saying. You're wide open. You need to learn to close down.
Wow, that was very interesting. And that was an interesting subject. Like I said, we don't cover that too much, but it's really insightful for people to hear about it and know. And is it common? Is this very common or?
Very common for channels. Absolutely common for channels.
Okay.
But not once you learn how to do it. Once you learn how to channel, this stops. So this is common in waking life. So you wake up feeling like somebody's on your chest, and so it's scary that way, and you're not able to move, and you want to scream or whatever happens to be. But once you learn how to channel, that all goes away.
Oh, thank you. All righty. Let's move on to a different subject. This dream is from Susan, and it's called Time Traveling Dream. When I was half asleep, I woke from this dream and wrote down, I traveled back in time. And I find it interesting that I used back in time because the house looked very modern. Anyways, in my dream, I suddenly appeared in an enormous house on the ocean. I love the ocean. And while I didn't know how I traveled, I had a knowing that I time traveled to get to this house. I knew I was there to retrieve something. I needed to find something, and that this was the purpose of the time traveling. My male friend Travis was there, and Travis is a Reiki practitioner, which with a very fun, spirited person in waking life. In my dream, I'm aware of Travis and a group of people in the house, and at some point I end up in a large bathroom trying to find something. I am searching, and Travis and the group of people are simply there. I don't know if I found what I was looking for or not, but the next thing I know, Travis and the group of people are running outside the house, and it is evening time or dusk, and Travis takes a huge leap over the steps leading from the yard to the ocean and safely lands in the shallow part or shore part of the ocean. But I was fascinated by his ability to take such a huge leap from the grass to the ocean. Then I woke up. All right, Michael.
All right, so the dreamer can do regressions. We know that because of time traveling. It's not a big theme for her. She's using her own ability to go back and reconnect with an ability that she needs to bring forward. Two abilities, in fact. So, I wouldn't say that doing regressions is going to be a big part of what she does for other people, but she's using it for herself. But she can definitely project because it's her mind that moves back in time, let's say, or reconnects with something that I did in the past, in this case. So she's got that. We also know there's elimination system issues because there's the reference to the large bathroom and trying to find something. So she has to let go of or eliminate something that has caused her to leave this behind. And it's typically going to be fear. And what is this? What are her abilities? Well, she's to reconnect with her healing and leadership abilities. Healing because she dreams of a Reiki practitioner, but is not Reiki. She's not meant to do Reiki. She's meant to do a different type, hands-on healing, which is different. And then spiritual leadership because there's a group there with Travis in the dream. And look how she keeps saying, I'm aware of Travis and I'm aware of a group of people. Awareness being pointed out is really good. So this is all part of her journey back to awareness, is becoming aware of these parts of herself. So that's really cool. And then I love this last part. Travis runs along and leaps from the grass into the ocean. So she's been asked to take a leap of faith. We know she's meant to work in the spiritual field because that's what the ocean is about. And it's an enormous house on the ocean. So definitely meant to work in the spiritual field. The enormous house says she's going to expand herself or grow from that work. That's really cool, especially when you're already doing it and you get the confirmation in your dream. And that's the case for her. But taking the leap of faith is really good. And Travis lands in the shallow part. But even though it's Travis, you're everybody in the dream. That's the first rule of interpretation. So it's still her. So it says that she is going to deepen her spiritual understanding or get deeper into the spiritual field, because even though right now she feels like she has a lot of knowledge, and she may do, it's shallow compared to what her true depth of knowledge is. So it's very encouraging to see that in a dream, although it might seem a little bit insulting at first. It's like, whoa, you're saying I only have a shallow amount of knowledge here. But to say that you can go deeper is great, because dreams will also say, look, you've gone as far as you need to go with this. You need to change. So this one is saying, no, go further. Go deeper into this, because you've got quite a bit to go, which is really nice. So I'm sure you have questions, Sandy.
Yeah, so throughout the whole dream, she's trying to retrieve something. What is that?
The healing ability and the spiritual leadership ability. So she's gone back in time symbolically to when she was aware, like she keeps saying, aware of these abilities within her. And this is how often we will use regressions with people. We'll bring people back to look at a time when something traumatic happened so that they go, wow, okay, I forgot about that. And it's really about the feeling around an event. And then we can do some healing on it. Or we'll bring somebody to a very positive time in this lifetime or a former lifetime. And so here what the dream is doing is bringing her to a former lifetime, using somebody from today, but still a former lifetime, where she had and used these abilities and did take a leap of faith. And so she's been shown, look, do this again, it'll be fun. Because she was impressed with Travis doing that. So that's really positive. Like if she'd have said, look, he could have got hurt, then we would know that she got hurt in that former lifetime when she used those abilities. But here, it was fun. So it's like, you're going to have fun doing this too.
And then I noticed that it's a male friend.
Yeah, so healing is a masculine energy ability, so that would fit. But she does know this guy. It wouldn't matter if it was a woman or a man, but there are differences. Healing is a masculine energy ability. If you lack confidence in things, then you can dream of men doing things too, because confidence is and insecurity and all those things are all on the masculine side of your energy field.
Cool. Alrighty, that was good. The ocean, of course. I love the ocean, just like she does. So what about the ocean?
Well, that's what tells us it's a spiritual subject matter because of the water. Like rivers, lakes, canals, the ocean, they all represent the spirit world. Life comes from the ocean, but really life comes from the spirit world. So the analogy is very clear in a dream. It's about where life comes from, the spirit world.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, we've got another dream from her, and this one looks a little bit shorter, and it looks like fun, so we're going to do it. It's called Searching for Something in a Fancy School. And this is from Susan again. In my dream, I'm in a fancy school and in a room searching for something with a helpful female friend. We broke into the school and were searching in secret. I didn't know if I'd found what I was looking for or not, but the next thing I knew, I was trying to make a getaway on an electric scooter. I was driving my friend and I on the scooter. The school administrators were chasing us, and I was scared I was going to get caught. We almost made a getaway until I hit an orange street cone that was oddly inside the school. We got off the scooter, and I realized that in our attempt to get away, we just looped back around to where we started. In my dream, I was aware that I was wondering why I was in a loop. The administrators were now walking with us, and they were not scary. And I was surprised, relieved we didn't get in trouble. They were talking to us as I wake up, but I don't know what they were saying. There you go, Michael. Fancy school.
All right. Well, school is about learning about yourself. So same dreamer, we know what her mission is. She's to reconnect with her healing ability. And we see the healing ability here with the electric scooter. It's a powered scooter. They're not normally powered. So she has this power within her. She's meant to connect with this ability. But the dream tells us a lot more. She broke into the school. So entering a building is about moving into your body. Earlier we were talking about other people in your house is about being infiltrated. But you going into a place is not about you infiltrating other people. It's about you moving into your own body. But you felt you had to hide. You had to do things in secret. So that meant you didn't feel welcome at the start of life. Like, mom is pregnant, but she doesn't really want me. It's along those lines. And so that's horrible to realize that that's what the dreamer felt. So this is something she has to work on. We already would know that because she says, I was with a helpful female friend. It's a kind of a funny thing to even say, I was with a helpful friend. Like, are most of your friends jerks? You know, I finally have a helpful one. So I'm making light of it just to point out how unusual it is to say helpful friend in a dream. So that means when we see healing agents like this, they normally go the opposite way to the way mom was. So we know mom didn't help and the dreamer has issues there. So the healing agent is healing issues for the parent with the same gender. So lots of good stuff there. Needs to work on issues around mom in order to bring these gifts in. Then she says she was scared of the administrators. That's interesting. So I had a channel on that. And what I got is that she has a fear of asking probing questions. So in other words, I shouldn't really keep hitting the drill down button when I'm talking to you. I should just accept whatever you give me on the surface, and I shouldn't go deeper than that. And that's going to be connected to I don't feel welcome. So if I keep asking questions, you might tell me I need to get lost, I need to go away. So rejection, fear of rejection is one of her issues because of feeling rejected by mom or not accepted or loved by mom when she arrived. And then we have the orange street cone. So we know she's a healer. We know she's meant to work in the spiritual field. And this says the same things. The street is about career, and the orange cone is about the digestive system. We saw that in our other dream too. But she should be working on as a healer, like out in the street. This cone should be in the street. So should you. That's where the scooter should be. So you should be working as a healer. That's your career. And in the dream, she's actually using it to heal her own digestive system, which is why we have that cone there. And then the last part, I don't think Sandy's going to have any questions left after this, is the loop. What's the loop? Why is it she goes around in a circle and gets back to where she started? That's a classic symbol for karma. So she's not making the progress that she could make. You know, you're on a journey, but your journey out of fear just hands you back at where you started. And where has she started? She started on where she's looking for this thing. So this is what she's meant to do. Learn about herself through picking up this gift, which is what the electric scooter symbolizes. Sandy.
Orange.
Digestive system is the color of the chakra that feeds that part of our body. So it's healing in a dream.
I thought orange was career.
Orange and black is career. Orange is a number of things. Drive, ambition would be big things, drive and ambition. But our career is driven out of fear because we don't, if you were to ask 90% of the people on the planet, if you had all the money you ever needed, would you be working at this job? Most people will say no. That's why black and orange represents career.
Okay. Wow, that sounds good. Nope, I don't have any more. I do like the fact she's driving her friend in her, though.
Yeah, she's meant to help other people.
But doesn't that mean she's in control?
No. Oh. She's not being controlling in the dream.
No, in control of her life. I'm the one driving.
She went in a circle. She can get to where she wanted to go. Yeah, we don't like to see control in a dream. Or, we want to be going in the right direction, but we want to be achieving things, getting places when we drive in a dream. And she didn't get anywhere. So this is something that still needs to be dealt with for her. And that's it. We're out of time.
Oh, okay. Well, that was fabulous. Thank you, everybody. Have a fabulous week. And remember to go sign up for our October Dream Interpretation Summit.
That's right. dream-analysis.com/free. You will get the sign-up forms there. We will see you next week. Take care.